And it is time to go back to the game. It's time for Counter-Strike Source. I'm very excited for this one. Let's go to the battlefield. Farouk.
Live from the Dell Gaming Arena, it's Counter-Strike Source. For New York City, it's the trigger-happy troops who train on every terrain. It's the NY3D. And for Chicago, it's the Windy City Warriors who take their opponents by storm. It's the Chicago Chimera.
Counter-Strike Source is a first-person shooter that pits two 5-man teams against each other. A team of counter-terrorists versus a team of terrorists. Each round, the terrorist goal is to plant and detonate a bomb. The counter-terrorist goal is to defuse their bomb. Another effective way to win a round is for either team to eradicate all members of the opposite team. The game is split into two halves consisting of 9 rounds each, and each round lasts 80 seconds. At halftime, the terrorist and counter-terrorist teams switch roles. The first team to win 10 rounds wins the game, but every winning round counts as 1 point towards the team's match total. Let's check out the Counter-Strike Source lineups brought to you by Alienware, starting with 3D New York. We've got Method, Juan, K-Sharp, Nick Noit, and Volcano, led by General Manager Dave Moto-Gafon. And of course, their opponents, the Chicago Chimera, featuring DeBears, Han, Laurie, Stevenson, and Tripp, led by General Manager Brian DKT Flander. And here is Fatality with tonight's map.
Season is a sprawling map filled with tight corridors and narrow hallways that encourage close quarters combat. The bomb sites are connected by a central courtyard where teams often engage each other in massive firefights. Because the courtyard is so exposed, a skilled sniper can do a lot of damage here.
New York, are you ready?
Yeah.
Chicago, are you ready? Ready, set, begin the match.
Fatality, tonight we are on one of the new maps to the CGS. It's called Season. It takes place in a warehouse environment, and it's been very interesting to watch the teams progress on this map over the season because they didn't know it before the season started.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you know, I mean, the only team that's been winning on these maps is the Dallas and the 3D.
Yeah, they've been doing very, very well. And to start us off, we are going to see Chicago as the terrorist on the attacking side. That means New York will be defending. And there are a lot of different strategies that various teams can deploy. But this strategy here in the middle, where you see a lot of smoke laid out, that is basically an easy way to get to either bomb site. So having control of this middle can be very beneficial for a team. Here you can see New York set up at the A bomb site. DeBears going into the middle of that pit. And if you control this area, you've got easy access to both the A and the B bomb site. Nick Noit sticking his head out, taking out DeBears and Tripp as they try to take control of that middle and head over to B, but it will not be successful. The question is where are the rest of these Chicago players? Well, Juan finds one as they make their way into A, but the true attack is over here at the B site. Flashes coming in to the waiting area, and Method's gonna fire through the wall at Stevenson. He thinks that there's still one more back there, and he was right. Method drops Laurie, and that was a flawless round for 3D.
Yo, they tried to do first blood to jail. They had 2 at mid.
I just double flushed their security, so they couldn't even come out.
It's 1-0 in favor of 3D. They had a flawless round there, Fatality, and you heard them kind of discussing their strategy as Nick Noit was sort of telling them what they had done in that first round.
And the thing was, Nick Noit did a great job there, dodging those flashes that came through, allowed him to come out, thinking that he was blind and able to get those 2 key kills to secure that round.
Well, in the second round, we've got a quick rush here by Chicago. It looks like they will successfully make it into B, but not without a whole lot of damage as Volcano takes out 1-2 and is third, leaving only one member of Chicago remaining, and that is DeBears. Oh wow, coming around the corner, Nick Noit with his pants down. He takes him out easy, but K-Sharp has no problem finishing off Chicago to win their second round. After the first 2 rounds of Counter-Strike, the score is 2-0 in favor of New York. And if you'd like to watch the remaining rounds of the first half, click on to Source TV at thecgs.com/CS. We will have the second half of Counter-Strike live right here later on in the match. But right now, I'm curious to find out what is the update on Counter-Strike.
Yeah, thank you very much, DJ Week. Currently, the Counter-Strike sitting at 4-3 in favor of Team 3D from New York. They have a round advantage here, but it hasn't been going all their own way. Chicago really coming back into it in that last round, and have really started to play a part in the match, which they really didn't look like doing early on. So 4-3 at the moment leads Chicago up by 16-14. The gap is getting much smaller, and in this particular round right now, we're in round 8. There's 2 men on each side alive right now. DeBear's doing a fantastic job. He's 8-5 in this game so far, but Volcano goes huge as DeBear's now sitting there with his with the bomb, and I think he just picked up that kill on Method. So we're 1v1, and DeBear's will clutch the round.
Nice! Huge round! Good job, Eric!
Hey, plow right.
Bears is so clutch so many times.
Fantastic round from DeBears, and that ties us back up at 4-4 in this first half, and it really didn't look like that early on in the rounds. We were at 3-1 at one point, and 3D were just absolutely sailing through season. It almost looked like it was DE3D, but this is DE season, and it seems like Chicago have wised up to it. DeBears is 10-5 on this half, Method 10-4 for 3D, so they really are very evenly matched. Now, what are we going to get here from Chicago? A little bit more extra. Oh, Volcano with 2, Method with 2, and they've really stripped Chicago apart here in the final round of the half. Just the Bears remaining, and they clutched the last round. What odds for him to clutch this one? It's going to be a huge job, and a huge job too far. He is finally down, and New York wrap it up with a 5-4 lead at the half. Good job from 3D, but perhaps not as much as they were hoping to early on in the half. That 3-1 lead dwindled, and they ended 5-4. Andrew.
All right, Red Eye, thank you. Here with Brian Flander, GM of the Chicago Chimera, the defending world champions. We know New York is in. You guys here leading 17-15. We're at halftime at Counter Source. Give me your thoughts so far on this Counter Source match.
We got a lot of rounds as T, and this is a counter-terror side of map, in my opinion, so I feel like we have the advantage right now, and we just need to capitalize.
All right, flip it. Now you're down 5-4. What do you tell your team for the second half?
You just got to pull yourself together and communicate a little better and hopefully hit your shots.
How you feeling?
Feeling good.
All right, good luck. Red Eye, back to you.
Thanks very much, Andrew. Thank you to Brian Flander as well. Chicago, well, have a look at the big scoreboard right now, because they are not out of this